look at a math problem and it looks scary, find something that you can do. Something there makes sense to you. Choose one thing that makes sense to you. You want to deal with this. Sure, what would you do with the 99? To 9 times 11, I would think. And what would you do with that 9? You'd bring out a 3, so you'd have negative 12 root 11 plus 5 root 11. Now, does that take you to something else that you understand? I have negative 12 root 11s, and I'm adding 5 root 11s. Can I do something there? Yes, what? Combine them to get what? Right, negative 7 root 11. Cool, nice job. Now look for something else you know what to do with. Anybody can step in here. Jasleen, you want to break down the 81 and the 375. Okay, cube root of 81. So isn't that not 3 times 27? Doesn't 27 have a cube root? What is it? 3. So what comes out? 3, what's already out there? So I've got 6 cube root 3 over 3, right? Now look at that. Is there something you see there that you know what to do with? Is there something you see there that you know what to do with? Divide. So that is really 2 cube root 3, isn't it? Everyone cool? Okay. And now the next thing Jasleen said is she wanted to deal with this, which is 125 times 3, isn't it? What's the cube root of 125? Remember how we memorized the first 10 cube roots? 5. So what comes out? 5. So I've got 5 cube root 3, don't I? Over 4, correct? So now I've got 2 cube root 3 plus 5 cube root 3 over 4 plus root minus 7 root 11. What bothers me there? Jasleen. I don't like that denominator, but I know how to deal with denominators because I got through grade 4 math. What do I do with denominators? I got to get a common denominator if I'm going to add them all up, yeah? So, what's my denominator here? 1. What does it need to be?
4.
How will I make that 1 a 4? You will times by 4. So what do I have to do here? To get what?
8.
8. That guy's already 4. What's this guy? 1. So what do I got to make it? Times 4. So what's that? 28. Yeah? Okay. What's 8 plus 5? 13 cube root 3 minus 28 root 11 all over 4. Any simplifying there? I want to see what the answer asked for before we go too much further. No, so the answer, yeah, all right. Any simplifying there? 28 and 4, right? That becomes what? 7. But I can't simplify over here, right? So it's got to be 13 over 4. And that would be your final answer. Altogether, very, very daunting, yes? Step by step. Choose something, do something with it, and that will make it simpler. Okay? There is nothing on these 4 pages that you don't know how to do if it was there singly, right? So just keep doing stuff that you know how to do. What's the next one? What? 8c and d. Oh, yeah, 140. Yeah. Is anything else from 138? That was the last thing on 138, so we should be good on 138. Okay, 139. Nothing from 139. Second part of 14. So, speed, blah, blah, blah. The relationship, blah, blah, blah. Tsunami has a depth of 12 meters. So, S equals root 10D. A tsunami has a depth of 12 meters. So, what does that mean D equals? 12. So the speed is the square root of 10 times 12, yes? Well, 10 is 2 times 5. 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. Any pairs in there? Where? Out comes a 2. They're gone. What's left under there? 30. Done. Yeah, you do, because that's an X. So what math is that? What math is happening between a coefficient and its argument? Multiply. 2 times, what's root 30? Up until now, how have you told me what the value of root 30 is? You used your calculator. Why did I tell you we were not going to use your calculators anymore? Because they give you what? An approximation. So how do you get me the approximate value of root 30 on your calculator? 2 times square root 30. Square root of 30 is about 5.5 times 2 is about 11. There you go. Anything else from 139? Going once. Going twice. Third and final. All right, 140. I believe I was asked about 8, C, and D. Anything before 8 on 140? 1F. Well, we already did 1F. Let's have a look at it, though. So, over here where I got some room. Boom. 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 All right. So, we want to simplify this. I believe the instructions were, yes? Multiply. Let's do so. What here do I recognize? I know what that means. What does that mean? Square root of t over the square root of 4. What is the square root of 4? 2. Is this part of the numerator with the t or the denominator with the 4? Numerator. So my 3t squared must be up there, yes? Okay. What about this? Is this numerator or denominator? Numerator. Now, what is the coefficient that should be here that we don't write? 1. The denominator that should be here that we don't write? 1. Now, when I multiply, forget about the bottom. What is this? What do I do with the 1 and the 3t squared? Multiply, because they're the coefficients. What's 1 times 3t squared? 3t squared. What do I do with the radicands? Multiply them. 6 times 1 is 6. T times t is t squared over 2, yes? Okay. How can I simplify there? Out comes a t. What's already out there? 2 other t's. So that's 3t cubed root. What did I leave under there? 6 over 2. Done. Because 3 doesn't divide by 2, and root 6 can only work with other roots.
So the radicand is the thing under
the... The radicand is the thing under the radical symbol. Not necessarily square root. but whatever is under that symbol is the radicand. Gouda? That was 1F. Did anybody want to see more there? 4D? Catherine?
This one's a little bit before, and I think it might be quick. For 2D, I was looking at the answer, and why can't you simplify it more?
Now let's see what the answer is before I answer that question.
Like you could put the 5z squared to square root 3, and then the 2z squared.
No, because you can't add 5z squared and 2z. They're not like terms.
But they both have square root 3.
Yeah, but the 5z and the 2z can't be added together because you're only adding. If there was no root 3 there, could you add that? Could you add 5z squared and 2z? Can you add that? No. So you can't add that. You were right. It was quick. 4D. This guy? Oh, 4D. Okay. So that is 6 cube root 2 minus 4 root 13. All squared. You guys already know how to do this. What does that exponent do to this base? It doesn't double it. It makes us write it again. Now, you all know how to do this. Yeah, so we'll sort it out. 6 times 6? 36. Cube root 2 times 2? 4. Next one. 6 times 4. 24. Now this is going to get weird. Cube root 2, square root 13. Why do I have to leave it that way? Because they're different radicands. They have a different index. Just like if you do x times y, it's xy. Take the knowledge that you already have and apply it. Third thing, right here, what's that one? Minus 24, cube root 2, root 13, yes? And lastly, plus 16 root 13 times 13 is 169, right? Now, any groups of 3 there? Yes or no? No, so that guy can't simplify. 36 cube root 4. Minus 24, x, y. X, y. Are they like terms? Yeah. Negative 24 minus 24, negative 48, cube root 2, root 13. Plus, what's square root of 169 is 13, right? 16 times 13 is 160, plus 48 is 208. And what do they have? 4, right there. Now, I wrote cube root first. Does that matter? No. What's 5 times 2? What's 2 times 5? Does order matter? Is xy the same as yx? Yes. Take what you already know and apply it to a new situation. Because really, what have we been doing since the first day of math class in kindergarten? Taking something you know and applying it to a new situation, haven't we? Right? All right, what's next? 8C and D.
Can you do 6D?
6D, sure I can. 3 root 135 m to the 5th over root 21 m to the 3rd. First thing to check, does 135 divide by 21? Does 135 divide by 21? No, it doesn't. Okay, so that means we got to simplify, yeah? Start with what you know. Can you simplify this? Okay, pretend that's the only thing on there. Root 135 m5. What are you going to do with 135?
You get 2, 3. You get 3m squared. 9m squared, 215.
Okay, so you've done it all together, right? You understand that, but other people might not. So what did you do to 135?
I broke it down to 9 times 15, and then I did
9 times 15, right? And m squared, and m for 5 m's, yes? You brought out the square root of 9, which is what? 3. There was already a 3 out there, so you got 9. Did you bring out this m?
Yes.
Did you bring out this m?
Yes.
9m squared, what did I leave under there? 15 and m.
Yes.
Okay. Over. What can come out down here?
Oh, 1m.
Just an m. 21m, right? Okay. Now what? Well, you got m squared up there and m down there. Think back to the second unit. Right, that's 9m root 15m over root 21m, right? Now, what there don't we like? Why not? Because it's got a radical in it. How do I get rid of it? Multiply by root 21m over root 21m, right? So that gets me to 9 root 15m times 21m, right? Over 21m. Yes?
Why is it 9m, 15m?
Oh, because oh yeah, there is still an m there. Sorry. 9m. Now what? Simplify. What's 15? 5 times 3. What's 21? 3 times 7. What's that? So what comes out? 3. What's that? What's that? Is that a pair? So what comes out? Another m. So I'm bringing out a 3 and an m. What do I got out here? I got a 9 and m, so what do I end up with? 27m squared root, what did I leave under there? 35 over 21m. Now what? Simplify. What happens to one of these m's? Gone. What happens to that m? Gone. What can I do with 27 and 21? Divide by what? 3. To get 9m root 35 over what? 7. 8. What were we doing? 6d. 9m root 35 over 7. Again, you know what to do. You have to have the confidence to try it. Did it even require confidence here? You had the answers, and it's not worth anything. So we keep trying, right? Okay. Next. Next.
Sorry, 8c.
Okay. So, what is this really? Actually, I lie. What is that really? Root 5 over root 12u. Where does the 2 go? With the top one. Where does the 3 go? With the bottom one. What there don't we like? We don't like the radical at the bottom. How do I get rid of it? Multiply by 12u over 12u. Why am I allowed to do that? One sec. Why am I allowed to do this? No, that's why I'm doing it. Why am I allowed? Because you're on the right track, Preston. Because this is 1. When I multiply by 1, does any value change? I'm going to give you $1. I'm going to multiply that $1 by 1. You're not getting a cent more. Right? All right. So, that's why I can do this. Now, Selena asks why I don't need that coefficient. Why do I not need that coefficient? I'm allowed to have a coefficient in the denominator. I'm allowed to have a number. If I use the coefficient, is this still 1? It's just going to make a bigger number on the bottom that I will need to simplify further. So you leave it. If it is a monomial, you can forget about coefficients. If you have trouble keeping that all together in your head, then just keep all the coefficients. Then you never have to worry about it. It just means more work. And since you guys are always complaining that you don't have enough time to do anything, then you should be paying attention to things that save you time, should you not? Or you need to get practice enough that you can skip the things that don't save you time. Okay? So, now, -2, what's this coefficient? No, this coefficient, right where my should be 1. -2 times 1 is? -2. Root, what's 5 times 12u? 60u. Over. What's on the bottom now? 3 times what? 12u. Which is -2 root 60u over 36u. Can you do any simplifying yet? -2 and 36 will become root 60u over 18u, correct? Can I simplify 60? What is it? 4 times 15, yes? So what comes out? 2 root 15u, correct? What's already out there? Any simplifying? Not the u's, because that's not under a radical, but the 2 and the 18. Gone. Root 15u over 9u. And now I'm done. Jasleen, I have an answer. Three times 12u, because 12u, the root of 12u times the root of 12u is the root of 144u squared, which is 12u. Everybody good? Everybody's good? Okay. Take what you know, apply it to a new situation. Jasleen. It's a good idea to do 11C because it's a binomial. Yes, Kanika.
Really quickly, for 9, I didn't understand the answer.
For 9.
For 9, don't you just change, if 2 root 3 plus 1 would just be 2 root 3 minus 1?
2 root 3 minus 1.
Yeah, but on the answer key, it says 11 because why is that?
Where? Which one are we talking about?
9A.
9A. Two root 3 minus 1. Oh, what is the product of the conjugates? What happens when you multiply this out? What's 2 times 2? 4 root 9, which is 4 times 3 minus 1. 12 minus 1, 11. It's asking you to pick the conjugate, and then what would your denominator be if you were using that conjugate? Which is exactly what we're going to do in 9 or 11, whatever anyone asked about. C. So, what don't I like? I don't like the denominator. I got to get rid of that radical. But I can't just multiply by root 6t, or I'm going to get 4 root 6t, aren't I? Then I'm still going to have a radical under there. So I multiply by the conjugate. The top is easy. What's 8 times 4? 8 root 6t. Over. What's 4 times 4? 16. We know the middle term is going to drop out because we know how to multiply polynomials, yes? So this is going to be minus root, what's 6t? 6 times 6? 36. And what's t times t? T squared. We know the root of 36t squared is 6t. 60. Right?
Wait,
Yeah?
Why is it what?
I don't know what you're asking me, Catherine. Why is it what is not asking a question?
How did you get it to 4 plus square root of 6t over 4 plus square root of 6t?
That's the conjugate of this. So I am trying to get rid of the bottom here. So I have to multiply by 1. Okay. Now, simplify this, I think. Depends on what the answer asks for. How much further I would ask you to go. Yeah, they want it. Oh, wait, 11. Yeah, they want it further. Easy peasy. What do you notice about 32, 8, 16, and 6? They're all what? They're all even. So it is 16 plus 4 root 6t over 8 minus 3t. And now I'm done. I got no radicals on the bottom. I've collected all my like terms. I've simplified everywhere I can. Okay? Excellent. Let us move along then to the very last section of this unit. Rational exponents. And so you can all be happy because you're getting twitchy. Everybody get your calculator. I know you're friends with him and you've been worried about him and he's been sad because you haven't been calling lately. Call him up, bring him out, see if he wants to go get a ice cream soda or something with you. Well, I can't say go for a beer. You're 14, 15, whatever. Ice cream soda is a float. Now, I was at a restaurant in Seattle for breakfast on Sunday where they make 12 egg omelets.
That's a lot of eggs.
That's a lot of eggs. Yes. My wife and I shared a 6 egg omelet, which isn't so bad. 3 egg omelet, that's pretty normal. So, we shared the 6 egg omelet. Unlimited hash browns, but ironically only 1 piece of toast, which is fine because I can't eat toast at all. So I was happy to have extra hash browns. Anyways, on their menu, they have an item, and they call it the 650, because it's a milkshake that costs $6.50. It's a 650 milkshake, which is a ripoff from Pulp Fiction, if you haven't seen Pulp Fiction. If you've seen Pulp Fiction, John Travolta's character orders the $5 milkshake. And the waiter says, you want the $5 milkshake? He says, yeah, I want the $5 milkshake. What's in the $5 milkshake? You put like rum or something in it? No, it's ice cream and milk. $5? Because in 1990, when Pulp Fiction came out, or not 1990, 1995, $5 for a milkshake was outrageous. Now that's pretty normal pricing.
Now we have Starbucks.
Yeah, now we have Starbucks, which charges you $10.50 for 75 cents worth of coffee. But it's...
That's why you should come to Gourmet Cup because it's cheap.
Yeah, it's $7.50 for 75 cents worth of coffee.
No, it's like you can get like a small coffee for like $1.90.
Yes, that's how much a small coffee is at Starbucks too. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's 189. I just rounded.
Yes, but Tim Hortons is less than that because it is significantly poorer quality coffee. Now, let us... Come on back. Come on. It's my fault. I shouldn't have talked about the 650 milkshake. It's my fault. Bring it back. With your calculator, perform this operation. If you do not remember how to do that, the 1/2 is an exponent. So use your calculator to do 9, exponent button, do bracket 1 divided by 2, close brackets. Then hit equals and tell me what you get. 3. Now do the same thing with 27. Now do the same thing with 625 and 1/4. 5. Now, stop for a moment and observe the situation. You notice in this very first one that you have a 3, a 9, and an exponent involving the number 2. Do we have any other relationships that involve 3, 9, and an exponent that has something to do with 2? What? Three squared is what? Right? Is there a relationship between 3, 27, and an exponent of 3? What is it? 3 cubed is 27, yes? Is there a relationship between 5, 625, and an exponent involving 4? What is it? 5 to the 4th is 625. Now, you people, being the intelligent people that you are, what is the reverse of this? Square root. The square root of 9 equals 3. What is the reverse of this? The cubed root of 27 equals, not 77, you moron. 27 equals 3. Yes? And what is the reverse of this? The 4th root of 625 must equal 5. Is everybody with me on this not flight of fancy, perfectly logical series of steps? Everyone? Okay. Now we have to apply what the Greeks would have taught you as logic. Let us apply... Oh, I heard a funny joke. How many of you are aware of the romaine lettuce problem?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? Ready for the joke?
Well, we don't understand.
Just wait.
Fine.
Romaine lettuce has E. coli in it because it's covered in feces. You guys know how your food is growing, right? Okay. On the ground. Fertilized with what? Feces. Feces is filled with E. coli. All right? You know how most of your vegetables are picked, yes? By what? People. People pick with what? Their hands. What else do people pick with their hands? Their asses. No, they don't. They say they wash them, but there is no way to know. So, your hands, especially if you don't wash properly in hot water with a crap ton of soap, not antibacterial soap or antibacterial wipes, actual soap, and you wash for 30 seconds to 1 minute, if you do not do that, your hands are not clean. All you have done is removed the weakest bacteria, leaving the strongest one still on your hand. You then go pick a lettuce head. What do you transfer to the lettuce head? E. coli. What is already on the lettuce head? E. coli from the feces that we spray all over it. Now, when you go home, what do your parents do when they buy lettuce? Do they? Or do they rinse it under cold water for 30 seconds?
this like this towel.
Uh-huh.
Like waters.
Waters it down with what?
Water.
What kind of water? Tap water. Cold tap water. Does she use soap? So how is she killing any bacteria? We rinse off our food because we think it's going to clean it. If I told you, after you're done in the bathroom, don't use any soap, just rinse your hands under cold water and come out, would you be happy that your hands were clean? No, but for some strange reason, we think that that will clean our vegetables. We'll just rinse them under cold water. They'll be fine. So, no, Thomas, I'm not done. That is neither here nor there. The joke is coming, but I needed to explain why people are worried about romaine lettuce. Here is the joke. The Roman Empire is over. Caesar is dead. Let us pray. Because Caesar salad is made with romaine. Let us pray. It's not a Greek joke. I didn't say it was a Greek joke. I said this is something that the Greek... No. Okay. Greek logic. Well, Greeks and Romans are fairly closely related. Yes. Since everything the Roman Empire ever did that was awesome was ripped off from the Greeks. All right, here we go. Back to logic. If 9 to the 1/2 equals 3, and 3 equals the square root of 9, what does that automatically tell us? That 9 to the 1/2 equals the square root of 9. Right? It's automatic, yes? Which means 27, not 22. 27 to the 1/3 must equal the cubed root of 27. Yes? Yeah. Excellent. And okay. Are we all comfortable with this leap in logic? Yes. Okay. Now, what do you see there and there?
The 2.
Excellent. What do you see there and there?
9.
Excellent. What do you see? What should you see there and there? 1. What should you see there?
1.
What should you see there? 1. Notice. 1, 4, 1, 4. Radicand. Base. Can you all now do exponents that are rational numbers? Yes, because they will all look like this. M to the x over y equals what? Y root m to the x power. Excellently done. Way to follow logic. Now, what bothers me is that sometimes you guys won't do this. You'll look at a question and say, I had no idea what to do with it. But you know how to do every step. I don't even care. I don't know a thing about that. So, now, did yours print as badly as mine? Yes. Stupid B. B should be here.
Oh, there's a B?
Well, A, B, C, right? I don't know what happened. Yes?
I was stretching.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know why. When I wake up in the morning, I don't do that, but Ganika appears to, but that's okay. Right? That's cool. We're all right with that. Huh?
The reason I was laughing was because you said the B wasn't supposed to be there, but I didn't even notice that.
Oh, okay. All right. So,
That's pretty funny.
again, doesn't this look just like this? Yes. So, where should the denominator go?
Outside.
To the index. Where should the base go? In the middle, to the radicand. Where should the denominator go? Power of 3. This is yucky. Isn't that the square root of 4/100ths? Cubed. What is the square root of 4/100ths? 2.
Is the cube at the very end?
I'm getting to that in a sec. Don't give me away. 2/10 cubed is what? I didn't forget anything.
Shouldn't it have that sign?
No, it shouldn't. 8 over 1,000, which is also 0.008. Now, Catherine has asked a question. That 3, where does it live? Is it this? The square root of that cubed? Yes, it is. But it is also the square root of 4 over 100 cubed. Which would mean it was the square root of 4 times 4 times 4 over 100 times 100 times 100. Everybody with me? So that would be, what would come out of the top? 2, 2, 2, correct? Square root of 4 is what? 2. Square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 4 is 2. So that would bring out 2 times 2 times 2, correct? What's square root of 100? 10. 10 times 10 times 10. 8 over 1,000, which is the same thing. So, Catherine, to answer your question in one sentence, the 3 can either be after all of it or under the radical. Depends on what works better. Okay? Now, do you have a question? Okay, wait a second. This, looking straight at me, was not a question. But this was a question. Okay, go.
Okay, so you know how you wrote 2 over 10?
I know exactly how I wrote 2 over 10.
Shouldn't there be the square root sign over it?
No, because the square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of 100 is 10.
Okay.
This is the answer to this.
Okay, yeah.
And then it is all cubed.
I'm sorry.
Okay? Why are you apologizing?
Because that was dumb of me. I'm
No, it wasn't. Now is when you're supposed to ask the questions. When you see something new. Okay, what's this one? Right away, should take 2 seconds.
3,
Cube root of
27,
27 to what power? 4. What's cube root of 27?
9 times
3 to the 4th power, which is what? 81. See how easy it is?
Oh, wait, can we do that slowly? I got lost.
What is the cubed root of 27?
3, yeah.
3 to the 4th power
Yeah, the power still there.
is 81. Because 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81. Yeah? Okay, now, I have said this about 300,000 times this year, and at least 10 times today. Take what you know and apply it to a new situation. What should we do with those exponents? Multiply. Now, this question. What's 1/3 times 2? 2/3. That's it.
1/3? I thought it would be 2/6.
Guys, if he stays like that for 15 minutes, we can leave.
Yeah.
a big lie. I know. No, you're not.
Mr. Myers, if you
I'm going to explain this to you slowly because I love how you people think you're lawyers. Where are you supposed to be legally between the hours of 8:05 and 2:24? By law, where are you supposed to be? School. So, technically, yes. Yes.
But like, if you
What?
literally just
Is it true? Okay, I've heard from a bunch of students that like if the teacher doesn't show up 15 minutes.
Lies.
Is that
But like,
Lies.
Mr. Myers, if you were lying there for 15 minutes, I would just leave because then we're just doing nothing.
No, you're choosing to do nothing. I have given you all you need to do all this work today. You could already do it.
And you're being paid to teach us.
I've already taught it to you. I don't need to. You have all the knowledge. Do you choose not to use the knowledge?
What if we have questions? Then we'll die.
But you shouldn't have questions because you have the knowledge. Now,
Shouldn't is a
Jasleen, I'm going to draw a funny picture. That equals 1/3. Now multiply it by 2. How many thirds is that? 2/3.
But isn't it like the pie thing, like when you cheat it, 2 out of the 3?
Okay? That's 1/3, yes? Draw it again. 1/3, 2/3. It's 2 out of...
It's 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1.
Two thirds.
I'm mind blown. Breakthrough math.
Now, where does the 3 go?
It goes on the top.
To the index.
Wait.
Where does the base go? To the radicand. Where does the numerator go?
Power.
To the power. What is the cubed root of 8? 2 squared is 4. Yes, Suhani? Because that's the rest of this question. 3 to the 4th power is 81. The cubed root of 27 is 3. So the cubed root of 27 to the 4th power is 81. Preston. Foil what, Preston? Where do you see 2 binomials? That Preston. 2x times 3x. There's no foiling. It's 6x squared. No, because a monomial times a binomial is still not FOIL. This is why I hate the term FOIL. This is why I don't use it. This is why I wish everyone would stop using it. Because it confuses you people. Huh? I don't know. Am I the only math teacher you have ever had? Do I have control over the other math teachers you have had? So can I stop them from teaching something I don't like? I may teach things they don't like. Can they stop me? No, no one can stop me, Ganika. No one! So, Preston, are we all right? Okay. Now, Catherine has informed me that I have not taught you enough yet. Look at that question. Look at D and write it down in such a way as to make you happy. Where does the denominator go? Where does the base go? To the radicand. Where does the numerator go? To the power. Do we care about an exponent of 1? No. We don't like this because it's barfy. But it's 49 over 100. Yes, I know. Barfy is something. I know. We've had this discussion. I can't remember what it means. It's not really barfy. It sounds like barfy, is it? Barfy. And that is the sweet. Yes. Okay. Well, if you eat a bunch of barfy, you will feel barfy. Okay. I have had my fair share of Indian sweets, and they are delectable when you have 1 or 2. When you have 27, you feel barfy. So, let us carry on. Cabbages. What is the square root of 49? What is the square root of 100? 10. Since all of you are scared of fractions, you're running for the hills because you see a fraction. Let's make it a decimal. 0.7. And we're all good. It was a toughie.
Tuffy is the name of a dog.
What is this really? You just learned this yesterday. All right, now. What? Certainly. What makes E different? Preston? Preston? There is a decimal in the exponent. But, Ganika?
Okay, so, but this is what I think. I think it will be 1 and then 5/10 because you put it into
Okay.
mix. Not mix.
You're cool. Wait. So Ganika has recognized that 1.5 is the same as 15/10.
Yes, and then you
Now, no. Wait, you simplify what?
divided by. Oh, you can simplify that. That you.
Would Mrs. Bad Crumble ever let you leave that fraction? What is it? 16 and 3 over 2. Now, what does the denominator do? 1 second, I have to help Suhani. Suhani? Stop. I'm going to put on my Mrs. Bad Crumble hat. Mrs. Bad Crumble says, Suhani, 716. That is in what place value column? What place value column is 6 in? The ones, or as we call them now, units. What is the 1 in? The tens. What is the 7 in? The hundreds. Now, We have graduated to grade 4, where there's a possibility you have a Mr. Bad Crumble. What place value is that? No! Tenths. Because there's no such thing as a one-ths. Because when you divide something by 1, it does not change. So, 1.5. That is 1 and how many tenths? 1 and 5 tenths. How do you turn that mixed numeral into a mixed fraction? Times plus. So it is 15 tenths. Now, we would Mrs. Bad Crumble would never let you leave 15 over 10. She would mark that wrong. You're what? Why? I'm 43. I am not a singer in a band. I do not need to have a voice. As a matter of fact, I think it would be extra powerful if I didn't say a word all class and just showed. No. Now, what, Suhani, happens with the denominator? What happens to the base? Becomes the radicand. What happens to the numerator? Becomes the exponent. What is the square root of 16?
4.
To what power?
3rd.
Which is 64.
64.
Now, pardon me? I do want to know something cool.
I put it in the calculator and it was the exact same thing.
Stop it!
Check your work.
Stop it! You can check your work without going, Mr. Myers, am I doing this right? Stop it!
I think it's pretty
What is wrong with F? It's another decimal. So it is 81 to what power? 3/4, which is
1/3.
4th root of 81 to the 3rd. What is the 4th root of 81? 3 to what power?
3rd.
Which is 27. Done.
How is 81 to the 4th?
The 4th root of 81 is 3. Because 9 times 9 is 81. And 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. There's my group of 4. Now, sometimes you cannot do what we have been doing. And this is why this becomes your people's favorite lesson, because you get to bring Mr. Calculator back. Is there a 5th root of 8?
No.
No, the largest root we can get out of 8 is a cube root, yes? So since there is no 5th root of 8 that we can simplify to rationally, I must use my calculator there. So this is a super pain to do on my calculator. So if this part doesn't work, we go to our calculator and we punch in 8, exponent button, bracket, 2 divided by 5. Okay? What about this one? Is there a 7th root of 0.6? No, of course not. So we have to use our calculator. 0.6, exponent button, bracket, 15 divided by 7, bracket. Sometimes they don't simplify. And then, if we need an actual value, we must use our calculator. But if I don't need an actual value, you would leave it like that. Okay? Everybody cool? All right. Turn the page over. and attempt these 3 questions using that equation. Go. If you can give me a real number, give me a number. If you can't, give me the estimate. Okay? Go. Goodbye. Have a good day. One of them works, 2 of them do not. So everything I just said should have been recorded, and here it is. Can't remember when I turned it off.